CNN. A lot of people don't know about this because they tried to sweep it under the rug. But CNN recently lost a defamation suit. And in that defamation suit, it's not about them losing the defamation suit. We don't care as much about that. But in the defamation suit, what came out was the value of CNN, and we all know that MSNBC has mass firings and layoffs. The value of CNN has plummeted significantly. Check it out.
An update to a court case we told you about last week. CNN has now been found liable of defamation and ordered to pay $5 million in damages. But the jury has also ordered the network to award punitive damages to the man who sued the network over a story he said was a hit piece against him. The jury agreed. And because of it, we're getting detailed financial reports from CNN, not typically made public, that shows a network in steep financial decline. A Florida jury has found CNN defamed Navy veteran Zachary Young, a security contractor who was featured in a November 2021 segment about the costs Afghan refugees were paying to leave the ravaged area following the U.S.-Afghanistan withdrawal. CNN featured Young in the story as the only named private contractor assisting in the Afghan evacuations. CNN referred to it as black market operations, later issuing an on-air apology over using the words black market. Young argued the report put him in a negative light, painting him as a criminal. Young contended he was contracted out by corporations and paid by them, never by Afghan refugees, calling the report completely false. While CNN contended their reporting was accurate at trial, the jury sided with Young, saying the report was materially false and done with at least negligence. But the jury isn't done. Now a decision is to be made on the amount of punitive damages awarded, with the jury to hear testimony about CNN's finances, with CNN lawyers already making a case for the jury to show mercy. According to Washington Post reporter Jeremy Barr covering the trial, CNN's top lawyer, in trying to appeal to the jury to award a small punitive damages award, acknowledges that you're going to see that the net worth of the company is actually in a subtle decline. You're also going to hear about the headwinds facing the entire media environment. Barr, citing tax documents obtained in the case, shows a series of financial stats that points to a network in decline, showing CNN's net income dropping from $600 million in 2021 to $300 million in 2022.
And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people choose not to go to trial. Some people, a lot of times, they'll say, I don't understand why this person doesn't sue this person if they lied on them, or why didn't they sue them and stuff. That's because you don't understand how the game go, big dog. You don't understand how the game go. A lot of times in the trial or even in the discovery, you'll have to reveal information that generally was not available to the general public. What you got going on? What do you got going on? What you doing? Why do you need money? What do you need money for? Are you still alive? Yeah, I'm still alive. What do you mean am I still alive? Well, how much money do you need? How much do you need? And where you going? Jesus, just like her. She about to go shopping. How much do you need? No. Give me a number. Don't say a few of those. How much do you need? Oh, Jesus Christ, girl. My dollars. Go. Leave me alone. Whatever. Bye. You got your card? Bye. Bye. This chick says she about to go shopping. Every day. I'm talking about a CNN defamation suit. And she talking about to go shop. I'm about to go shopping. I said, how much you need? Anyways, if you got y'all, let me tell you something. One thing about having a chick in the house is that they gonna go shopping. Anyways, but one of the things that shows off in these cases a lot of times is they go through a discovery or they have to disclose information that showcases things that they don't want to show. And this is what we're discovering. We don't care about the lawsuit. We don't care about none of that type of stuff. So, like, I'll give you an example. For example, right? Courtesy of NPR, courtesy of NPR, right? They actually settled the lawsuit because they didn't want additional monies being awarded for punitive damages and all of this other type of stuff, right? So they settled the lawsuit for $5 million. They reached a legal settlement with a security contractor Friday after the Florida jury found the network had defamed him by suggesting he was charging exorbitant prices to evacuate people from Afghanistan after the U.S. withdrawal. So they made this statement. It wasn't true. They didn't say allegedly. They didn't say who their sources were. They had to go to court, so it cost them whatever the court fees were as far as their lawyers. And they say details of the settlement have not been disclosed, but jurors found that the network should pay $5 million to the U.S. Navy veteran Zachary Young for lost finances and suffering, and said he was eligible for more in punitive damages. The final figure could have been far higher. So they didn't want that punitive damages to absolutely destroy them because it could have basically took the whole company under, depending on how much debt that they have and what their operating expenses were. So instead, they decided to just settle and pay the $5 million because they don't want a jury awarding punitive damages and then they got to be liable for that, right? So they go into it and they do their thing. But here's the bigger issue, right? According to the New York Post, and obviously all of the details, but they summarize it pretty good. They said a rating star of CNN's revenue dropped roughly $400 million in 3 years, according to those court records. It says that CNN's revenue tanked roughly $400 million in 3 years. During the case, which was concluded Friday, awarding Navy veteran Zachary Young $5 million in damages, forensic economists revealed that the ratings challenge network brought in roughly $2.2 billion in revenue in 2021, $2 billion in 2022, and $1.8 billion in 2023. The decline represents a $400 million or 18% drop over 3 years, provided a rare look into the company's financials. Economist Robert Johnson, who dug into the tax documents in order to determine what punitive damages should be awarded to Young, revealed that CNN still boasted a net income of $600 million in 2021, a $300 million profit in 2022, and a $400 million profit in 2023. So they still bringing in the bag. But legacy media is dying. The number represents plaintiff's interpretation of a subset of data which is presented in litigation, and they do not represent financial data for the whole of CNN's business. The Warner Brothers Discovery-owned network had a cash flow profit of $424 million in 2023, and this is why they out here giving up the bag, all right? Says that despite its tanking viewership, CNN remains extremely profitable. Tax documents were revealed, but it also showed that the network's net worth has been sliced in half between 2021 and 2023. Its net worth went from $4.4 billion in 2021. You know, everybody was at home trying to figure out if they was going to take the jab, to $2.3 billion in 2023, a drop of 47%. They've been plagued by declining viewership as consumers opt for streaming over cable. The network has experienced some of the sharpest drops, however, it grapples with the shifting political climate and the tone of its coverage. And this is why the net worth going down by almost half, 47% drop. This is the reason why they are in shambles. They are scrambling. They don't want to be in a space, right, where they have to try to sell advertisers on the same price with a declining net worth, a declining viewership, and horrible coverage. This is why they are starting to lay off. This is why they are starting to go through with a fine-tooth comb and look at all of the contracts. This is why they're looking at their program lineup and why they fired Don Lemon. This is the reason why they are suffering, allegedly fired him because of, you know, his inability to continue to produce great content. But this is the reason why CNN is in shambles. And this is why they don't want to show you what is going on and why they choose not to go to trial and why they choose to settle. Even Even regular entertainers choose to settle and not go to trial, because they don't want the possibility of being awarded these punitive damages or for certain information to be able to come out. And so now that we are able to see these numbers, we can see that they are in decline, they are suffering, and even though they still have a healthy profit, they got about a 7 to 10 year window before they figure it all out. They got about a 7 to 10 year window before they can figure out where the money is going, what is happening, and how they're going to stem the flow of people leaving the network and no longer watching them, that they can't sell advertisers on the amount of people that are streaming or watching their platforms on a regular basis, because legacy media is going away.